Welcome to the Archive Network. I'm Aurelius, and with me as always, Malik. We curate the Creed archive. Today we open a new file. Alawism. Malik, you've had this one on your desk for a while. Hidden in Syria's rugged coastal highlands, a secretive faith quietly shaped its own world. This is Alawism. It emerged amid a swirl of Islamic sects and rival empires. In the 9th century, the Eastern Mediterranean was a crossroads of religious change. The Alawites became a unique tradition, one that outsiders could only glimpse in rumor and fragment.
But Aurelius, it's not just about the swirling politics. These were real people, living in fear and secrecy. Their beliefs didn't just emerge from thin air. They were a response to their environment. The Alawites had to navigate a world that often viewed them with suspicion. Their story is one of survival, not mere emergence.
You're absolutely right about the environment of that time. The 9th century was filled with competing ideas and fervent debates. Muhammad ibn Uzair, a significant figure, gathered a dedicated group of followers. His teachings, shrouded in a sense of mystery, were perceived as hidden knowledge, shared only with a select few. This air of secrecy became a defining feature of Alawism, shaping its identity and influence. We see how such dynamics can create lasting divisions in belief systems.
But we must ask, hidden knowledge for whom? This wasn't just about sacred teachings. It was a lifeline against persecution, a way to keep their identities intact. The Alawites divided their beliefs into Bihin and Hir, where outward conformity masked deeper truths. For them, this wasn't merely a choice. It was a matter of survival in a world that often turned hostile. They had to navigate these complexities carefully, balancing faith and safety in their daily lives.
The mountains truly offered a refuge. The Jabal al-Anzariya Mountains stood as a formidable barrier, shielding the Nu'ayr communities from the looming threats of outside forces. Ottoman records from the 16th and 17th centuries detail various villages where the Nu'ayrs lived in relative isolation, separated from their neighbors. This geographical seclusion allowed them to preserve their beliefs and practices. However, it also bred suspicion and hostility from outsiders who couldn't understand their ways. That tension often simmered just beneath the surface, a reminder of the delicate balance between isolation and engagement.
That isolation came with a heavy price. The Nu'ayrs often found themselves accused of secret rites, which only deepened the divide. Living in a predominantly sunny region, they were seen as outsiders, and that suspicion didn't just appear out of nowhere. It was rooted in deeper tensions and a pervasive fear of the unknown. This fear creates a breeding ground for persecution, and it's the real people behind those labels who suffer the most.
The relationship with the outside world shifted significantly over time. When the Ottomans took control in 1516, we saw local leaders often banding together in fierce resistance. They allied against oppressive taxes, sometimes even clashing with provincial powers when tensions escalated. This constant negotiation with authority became a hallmark of their history. It's a dance of power, really, a cycle of resistance and compromise that shaped their identity and influenced the broader dynamics of the region for generations to come.
And yet, those negotiations were fraught with danger. Banditry and land disputes were common, often erupting into violence that affected families and communities. The mountain dwellers held a unique status, often viewed with suspicion by outsiders. The Ottomans struggled to govern them fully, which only added to their mystique and made them seem even more elusive. You could sense the tension in the air, the fear of betrayal, and the hope for peace that lingered among the people.
The most dramatic transformation came during the French Mandate. From 1920 to 1936, the French established the state of the Alawites. This autonomous entity significantly altered the landscape for the community. It opened new avenues for political engagement and economic development, allowing many to rise in stature. However, it also introduced a host of challenges, particularly in navigating the complexities of outside influence. These shifts remind us that while opportunities can flourish, so can tensions within a community.
Absolutely. The French recruited heavily from the Alawites, which meant some families found themselves closer to state institutions for the very first time. For many, this was a chance at new opportunities. But it also disrupted long-standing traditions and created new social hierarchies that didn't exist before. Some families thrived, while others felt pushed aside. The consequences of these changes are still felt today, as people navigate the complexities of their identities in a shifting landscape.
The written record of Alawism is quite fragmented. We find pieces in medieval Sunni polemics and the dusty files of the Ottoman Empire, but so much remains obscure. The tradition's roots are pieced together through oral testimony and family manuscripts, which often contradict each other. This adds layers of complexity to our understanding of Alawism. In many ways, the gaps in our knowledge reflect the very nature of history itself, always shifting, always evolving, and often elusive.
And that's really the crux of the matter. Alawism's formation isn't just a historical footnote. It reflects what many minority traditions have gone through. They had to adapt to survive in a world that often marginalized them. It wasn't simply about secrecy. It was about preserving their identity in the face of constant change. As they encountered new pressures and challenges, their beliefs evolved, shaped by the struggles of real people trying to find their place in society.
At its core, Alawism embodies a profound worldview that goes beyond mere belief systems. It claims hidden truths about the cosmos, the soul, and the significance of the Prophet's family. This intricate web of secrecy and conviction is what sets Alawism apart from other traditions. Next time, we'll explore those core beliefs in depth. They often lead to misunderstandings, but understanding them is crucial if we want to grasp the broader historical context of this fascinating faith.
That's where we leave it for now. Part 1 of 5. Alawism is far from done. If you're new here, we're Aurelius and Malik, curators of the Creed Archive, part of the Archive Network. Part 2 drops soon.